Welcome to a new test and teardown video. This time it's a TV pattern generator called F988C from a German company called König. I found exactly the same model on an Italian website selling one, used one, for 120 euros. So yeah, people still want this kind of stuff, or at least they're trying to sell it. I just tried to clean it a little bit up so it's not looking super nasty, at least far from the state it was in when I got it. I bought this real cheap on a local flea market, I don't know, some like 2 or 3 markets ago. And now it's time to play with this thing. I remember back in the 90s when TV pattern generators like this, that was some high-end, desirable kind of stuff. This one also got the usual RF generator and modulator, and it can even do sound. So there's a sound input, so it will put the sound into the TV channel. So yeah, you have a whole TV studio here or something like that, right? You can even take this RF output and put it into an amplifier, and then yeah, there you have your own television station. And here's your video output and a synchronization output for your scope. So if you're doing some sort of science, you can sync on a line or a frame. You can do interlaced or non-interlaced test pictures. And you can even set the burst level and the chroma level. That is interesting. But first I think we should open this one and have a little inspection. It looks a little bit beat up, but alright, it's also quite old. So I bet this one's seen a tough life. Look at that. Tough life, yes indeed. So I removed all the side panels, and what exactly is going on here? So this is the bottom of the unit, and there's a very big circuit board. Yeah, we got 2 circuit boards, right? And it's full of holes, and they are located at some very special locations. And I think that is to access all the trimmers and such on the other side. And look at the way the circuit board is mounted. It looks very unprofessional, like it's some sort of a home brew product. But I already saw exactly the same on a web page. So they've been building them from donor parts from another product. What? And we got some plug-in module here. That's probably for generating the pictures and all sorts of counters and things. That looks like programmable. No, just TTL circuits, right? Some really nasty connectors and all that. But look at that. Look at that board. And look at that cut. What are we doing here? This is to access some trimmers. So they just cut this big hole. Really? And again, you see those 4 holes? This circuit board was definitely inside another case. A plastic case where the top and the bottom lid part or something like that goes through these holes, right? And this looks, from the look at this circuit board, it's Yeah, I'll see if I can try and figure out what is the brand or model name or something like that. But they totally stole the design from something else, put this in a case, and then bada bing, bada boom, a new brand name or something like that. Everything looks a little bit like, hey, this is your first year in electronics. Hey, let's build a product. I don't know exactly what to say about everything here, but at least I didn't find any leaked capacitors or anything like that. So, this is funny. Is this even a crystal? That's interesting. So this is the video generator or something like that, right? I think we should try and power it up, right? So I think it works. This is the video output, and yeah, we can zoom in and all that kind of stuff, and look, it's really flickering and all that. A scope like this, well, actually most scopes, you can go into the trigger setup, and instead of having edge type of trigger on the synchronization pulse, this is where I've put my trigger level, I can select video. So now I got video, and with the video selected, I can select the different standards of video. In this case, I know it's PAL standard, but I can of course select all sorts of different standards, whatever it is, even a custom definable standard for whatever kind of resolution it might be. Even that is fascinating. So on synchronization here, I can sync on line number 4 and field number 1. So a PAL signal is using odd and even fields. So that's like 2 half images moved a half a line. So it flickers less. That is how it is. So if we zoom out, here is the vertical synchronization. So this is where the picture starts. And the fun thing is there's some sort of maybe it's a software bug in my scope, because what you see right here is line number 1. This is the first line when you count in the official standard PAL standard. But look at that. Here it says line number 4. So that is not the case. If I take this and dial back to line, see? What the heck? So it's not correct. So that is the funny thing. If I take a single trick like this, see, this is what my scope thinks is line 6, and then we can zoom in. Then you see this double pulse where it goes from the 2 different systems, the high and the low, like that. And this is completely normal. This is also explained in the standard. And there's also another thing you will see. During the vertical synchronization, there's half the distance between the sync pulses. That will be the normal line pulses, the vertical synchronization. Okay? So, what else did I want to show you guys? I wanted to show you if I sync on, for example, line 100, whatever. Okay? This is one line where one line starts, and I can move my picture a little bit like this. Then we see an entire line, right? Start of the line. What you see right there is the color burst. So if we have a little look on our unit here, see, we got 2 potentiometers. One is chroma level, so this is the color level, and this is the burst level. Okay, I'm gonna dial these, and then we're gonna look at the scope again, like that. Let's remove the trigger, and that lamp is annoying, sorry about that. Okay, so let's play with the burst level. See, here we go. That is the color burst right there. normal and very low. Okay, so I can play with the different levels of that, and then chroma level. Oi, oi, oi. So this is of course a white and then down to black level right there. And then I add some colors, and the more color I add like that, then I can of course play with the color burst some more. So there's something, those two potentiometers there are added somehow, right? So if I crank it up to maximum here, it's also going up and down on the chroma level. So that's a little bit funny. It's not completely individual. So that is a little bit interesting. Oh, in case you don't know so much about PAL picture format, so I can tell you that the color burst signal is a synchronization signal that locks an oscillator inside the TV set to that exact frequency and phase, and then there is an oscillator that continues throughout the line and is relocked at the next line like that. So it's a super high Q, super stable oscillator, and it's relocked and then free running and locked again, right? So the different colors, they are encoded like this at different phases of that signal versus the reference clock, so to speak. So if that signal is a little bit to the left or to the right, then you change the color that you're displaying in the color decoding system inside your TV set. So that's quite fascinating. Maybe we should put on a TV set and have a look at the pictures. Right? I think this is probably as loud and as clear as I can explain this. If you look at my, see, this is my chroma level, the color level. So if I remove that level, see my colors, they go dim, and then we got no colors. So this is a little bit variable. But even if I have this, and if I turn down the burst level, it still locks. So you need a tiny, tiny, tiny little bit here, and it's still going to lock. How amazing. Oh, here we go. See, it goes kind of on and off like that. So how if I put it like that and then turn on now I crank up the burst level, and then it goes back. Yeah. So there's a little bit of something we can play with here. That is the burst level. Now it cannot lock, now it can lock. That's quite fascinating. And we can of course overdrive it, and you're not going to see a lot. And I think it's probably also because this TFT screen here is not analog, or it hasn't got a million levels here. You should definitely see all the different levels, but it's only in the very first little tiny bits here that we see the difference. Right, so this is color bars, the famous color bar. And this color bar we have here is a little bit non-standard because we have this gray here, and this is of course the one you see out here to the right, and that is gray no matter what we have, right? So it's a little bit different from the most color bars you see, and yeah, I think that is it. It's also really weird, by the way. The synchronization pulse here is super deep. I mean, it is just as deep as wide level. That is not correct either. So, I mean, maybe there's something we could trim inside this unit. We should probably go and play with that. Maybe we should look at the different pictures. So that's of course blue, and this is if you have a blue color synchronization filter problem, then you can take the whole line is the different colors, blue, green, and red, and then you can play with the different things in your TV set. And then what else can we? Yes, of course we can. We can hold them down at the same time to mix. See? So this is green, and blue, and then I hold them in and I change the color. How about red? And yes, that is of course what you can do. And then we got the bars, and we cannot mix that. So, oh, that is a beautiful picture. Can we mix this with? No, we cannot mix this with anything. And what else have we got? Some dots and a circle. We've got some lines instead. A white thing here in the middle. And this I cannot mix with anything. Maybe I can mix. Yeah, I can mix some of these. So this one and that one get mixed, and I get this one. It is a little bit funny how you can jam around. Oh yeah, these two make a sit. Alright, so what else have we got in this unit? We got an RF generator, RF modulator here. So we could even put an antenna here and see if we could wirelessly transport that image to the TV set. Yeah, this is a full-blown TV set. See? Color TV. So there's an antenna here. I can just put in an antenna and then I have transport this wirelessly. Let's see if that works. See what I just did. So this is the RF output, and it's directly connected to the antenna input. Well, what if, see, I take these away, then the signal goes away, but see? Ooh, we got wireless television. And the closer we get, the better the picture. Because the signal here is really, really weak. So that's just the demonstration here. That it is capable of being wireless. Yeah, whatever. So the RF generator actually also works. How cool. Even in color. See, I put it on the plastic here, so there is no electrical connection, just a little bit of wireless. I will try and open this a little bit more. Let's see what's inside. Look at this. So we got some plastic things, and they are screwed in here and here, and then I think the idea is you unscrew the two screws here, and then you could flippity flap that board and access everything. Well, that just don't work at all. See? I mean, the flexible plastic like that, right? But it was on the bottom side, so you can imagine when I bent this, it just don't work at all. It should have been a little bit more out like that. Then it could probably make it work. But it's just not done correctly. By the way, see this? This is a lead capacitor problem. And it probably was changed. All those funny holes and all this mechanical solution. I mean, I'm so sure that those boards, they were originally from another product in another case, taken out and put into this case into a new product. Everything here just screams that this has been done. You can also see those capacitors. This could also be a capacitor change or not, but because look, the way the pads look here, the original capacitors, they were never ever mounted. I mean, can somebody clean this up like this? I don't think so. So the boards, they were originally mounted with this type of capacitors here instead of the originally footprint design or something like that, right? So this board is just a power supply and a little bit more stuffy stuff here. I don't really see what this is doing other than just a little bit of digital stuff. The main board again. Oh, look at this layout. Look at that track. This is a manual layout done on transparent plastic, and then you just tape all the different tracks to that. I mean, obviously, when you look at how everything here is done, all the tracks, they just go. Absolutely funny layout style. I totally love it. Look at the way here. And then a little bit up like that and back. Just beautiful. I don't have the schematics or anything like that. Oh, yeah. Look what I found. I found this text down here. See? Unidad. Sincronismos. I think this is, what is this, Portuguese or something like that? That is just weird, because the brand name of this screams that it's German, right? I really thought I don't know what is going on here. And we got the Siemens chip here. That one here is the Siemens S178A. That is the video standard pulse generator. So I believe this one generates all the line synchronization and odd even fields and make all the timing for color bursts and color phase signals and all that kind of stuff. And then we have all the different oscillators from some crystals, and they will just be gated in and so on. We got a little bit of funny chips down here. I think those are programmable probably, so they could be the ones that contain the different images for the different test signals if we are lucky. I don't know exactly how they generate the different pictures, but it can be in all those different chips. We're just counting all the lines and then adding some pulses and all that kind of stuff. It's not super difficult to generate the different test patterns in this unit, really. I just think it's a lot of fun to see the design style and the building style of this. So here's a single layer, probably a home etched board for the front panel interfacing here. And look at the way that this potentiometer is mounted, and the whole thing with wires just hanging loosely like that, and everything is just a little bit homebrew kind of. Maybe this is a very early prototype sort of. Look at those connectors. It looks just prototyping or homemade sort of. But the front plate look a little bit too professional. So anyway, I think you have already seen enough of this product, and thank you very much for watching and all that, blah blah blah. Please like and subscribe, and tell all your friends and whatnot. Okay, see you, bye bye.